replacing the front struts on my 2007 Chrysler Town & Country. I'm going to do the whole struts assembly so I don't have to compress the springs. I don't have the tool for that. I got a pair of these off of Amazon for about $150. First thing you want to do is jack up the vehicle, take off the front wheels, and then check out your new parts, make sure that they will fit, and I'm looking good. Before you take anything apart, make sure that your parts are going to work. Socket is a T40. Make sure you have the correct one. It's a snug fit. That is a good way to ensure that you don't strip it out. Then counter holding it with the ratchet. I've got the ratchet locked up against the knuckle. Loosen the nut. See how the ratchet holds the center so it doesn't just sit there and spin. If you have both sides jacked up, it's easier to take both sway bar links loose at the same time because then you're not fighting the sway bar tension. We're going to start with this side, move to the other. Next thing we want to do is take these two strut bolts out. These are a 21mm. You might need a wrench on the other side to counter hold to make sure this doesn't just spin. You definitely want to at least check your alignment or get your alignment redone after replacing struts. That way you won't wear your tires prematurely. But if you want to try, you can try and mark where the struts were, because on some vehicles this is an adjustment for camber. I would just recommend taking it to a shop and getting it aligned after replacing the struts. If these bolts are in pretty firmly, you might try the impact on the side and see if they'll at least spin. And then with a rubber hammer or a dead blow, you can knock them out. I'm going to leave them where they are for the moment. Come up to the top and loosen these three. Not remove, just loosen so I can hopefully get a little more wiggle room down at the bottom. I can get the first two with the ratchet. This one at the back. I'll have to sneak a wrench in. There we go. I went ahead and took off the right front wheel and loosened the sway bar link on the other side. That way this whole guy's loose and is not fighting against me. Next I want to get these bolts loose without damaging the threads. Maybe an air hammer. So you can hammer these guys out with a rubber hammer, or if you have an air hammer, very carefully so you don't damage the threads. Since my new struts did not come with new bolts, you can zap it with an air hammer. Oop. Need two hands for that one. You can see these bolts with the striations right here. That's kind of what's holding them in. Once you get it knocked out past this, then it's easier to wiggle them loose. Another way to help yourself out, if you have jack stands or a second jack, is to jack under this control arm so that the angle isn't so severe. You're not fighting the weight of the strut. Then you can get these bolts out easier. Now that I've got it at the right angle, I can work these guys out easier. Now I've got it loosened from the knuckle, and I can completely loosen the three nuts on top. I need some help because this guy's heavy, but that will get the strut out. Okay, so now that we've got the three nuts off, you can sweep this guy out of here. Remember how it came out? Because that's how you want the new one to go back in. So watch out for this guy. Make sure you get everything in there and clear. I put this in place and held it up while my helper started the nuts on the top. Don't tighten anything until everything is in. So next we're going to get these guys started. Once I have this in here and lined up, I can use the jack to get the bolt holes lined up better so I can get the bolts started. See how wiggling this helps you hopefully not fight yourself. Alright, I've got both the bolts through and started. Again, nothing is tightened until everything is in place. Before I tighten anything else down, I want to get this link lined up. And I want to leave this side loose, or at least this link, because then it won't be fighting me on the other side. So we can go ahead and tighten these. You might use a 21mm wrench on this side to counter hold. Make sure that you get these things snug. See how I can move this knuckle in and out? It's adjusting the angle of the tire or camber, which is why you definitely want to get the alignment rechecked after replacing struts. Next, tighten the 3 nuts on the top. Then we can go to the other side. Alright, moving over to the right front, I have the new strut in. I've got these nuts tightened. I've got the strut bolt and nuts tightened. I left the sway bar link loose on both sides so that I could easily get it lined up without fighting it against the tension. Now I can tighten this nut and both struts are installed. You can try and zip this guy on first with an impact, but if it starts to spin, then you gotta counter hold it with the Torx like we did to get it off. Yeah. Wedging the ratchet up against the knuckle. Once you have it snug down with the wrench, I zap it one last time with my impact. Make sure everything's good and snug. Double check. These are tight, this is tight, the nuts on the top are tight. Now we are ready to put the wheels back on. Once you have it all back together and your wheels back on, you want to make sure you torque your lug nuts. I always torque them, go for a test drive, double check torque. Sometimes hubs can loosen up and you want to make sure that your wheels are tight. My spec is 95 foot-pounds. It's different depending on your wheelbase or if you have a limited or touring, so Google your own spec, make sure you torque your wheels to the spec. And another thing I want to do after I test drive is come back up, double check that all of the nuts, all 6 nuts on the top struts are good and tight. Alright, so I took it for a test drive. The steering wheel's off. It definitely needs to go straight to the alignment shop so you don't chew up your tires, but there wasn't any noise and the ride felt smooth, so I'm going to retorque the wheels, double check those nuts under the hood, and that's it.